Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. I'm just gonna switch scenes there. I am joined today by your favorite, how do you want to be described, Harvey?
Phenomenon.
Your favorite visible phenomenon, do you mind if I add that modifier? Visible phenomenon in the known universe. It's, where's the button? It's Harvey of HOCgaming. Shut up, game. There we go. There he is.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
See, I didn't put you on the deck of the Enterprise like I usually do when you're on. Hang on, I wanna. It's just, you know, you ought to be there. You, as a visible phenomenon of the universe, we should be observing you through the window, or rather the green screen that turned into a window on the deck of the 1932D 5D. I know it's D, but my brain is... What is 1811? 1911? What, 1901? 1801? What the hell's the number for the ship? TNG.
I have no idea. But yes.
We're horrible Trekkies, is what we are. There we go. We just put you like that, and then we just move you below the layers until boom! And then it's not really because you're kind of off, so I'll just like make it bigger and push you back there. And now, ask me how many lights there are.
How many lights are there?
There are 3 lights! 3! Not 4! Go do whatever the fuck your name is, piss off! I later get abducted by the Borg and shit, you're nothing! Anyway, now that I've got that figured out, back over to the game menu. Hello and welcome to the live stream. Rex Skates, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. 17 friggin' months. It's good too, because I was just noting on the last live stream, the sub field is looking a little bit low. It's looking a little bit light there. You know, we need to pad that out so that I can afford to do things like build walls in my basement, as you just watched if you were here for the premiere. 7 minutes of. 8.5 minutes of me and Elder Pawn, Father Pawn, constructing 2 walls in my basement, 3 really, to make a corner that will become New Pawn Studios.
It's going to be your mastermind lair, where all the greatness of Ronin Pawn can finally be unleashed with the greater square feet provided.
Yes, 140 square foot. I mean, that's almost enough just for my cock and balls. But yeah, the whole concept behind this is just creating a space that's just creativity dedicated. You know, it's set up, it's ready to go, you got an idea, the green screen's there, the lights are hung, you flip everything on, you turn the camera, and you go. Instead of what I used to have in this room, which was living under the shadow of a giant green screen in a room that is precisely 10 foot across from side to side, which is quite limiting in the first place, and that I just didn't end up using a lot anyway, you know? Kind of limited the possibilities of the things that I wanted to do, or that I might want to do, and it just put me off from actually getting on my feet and doing the good ideas that I have, or the bad ideas that just ideas. Just get them out there. Can't know.
One and the same. I think as far as your usual standard of ideas go, it's all just comes down to perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm very much like, I'm the guy who comes on stage and gives off the vibe that I'm not here for you. But then why did you step on stage, dipshit? Like, like, this is for me, not for you. Now you all listen to me because I need validation.
Creative genius dilemma that I think everyone comes across at some point. It's like, I want to just fulfill my own personal desires so that other people think I'm cool.
It's definitely in the background there. I am reloading the Twitch overlay because Rex's sub didn't come through. Hologram 1's sub didn't come through. Hologram 1 subscribing for 23 months. Thank you, Latra, for your continued support. It might be that it's just not going to work. Twitch is... They've been talking about rolling out updates and completely deprecating like API version 3 And it's weird because they recommend if you're using API 3, we need you to update to at least 5 now, and then you go to update to 5, and then it says API 5 has been deprecated. Don't use that shit. Come over to the new Twitch API, and then you click over there, and it's like scant information about how to do that. And I don't know. I got some JavaScript, and just tell me what I need to change. And you know what? Don't worry. When it starts breaking, I'll fix it then. But I can't. You're not helping me by telling me ahead of time. Well, this is what you need to do. Yeah, it's not though, is it? What else is... I love how Harv is just shoehorned into the normal layout. Well, where do you want him? I'll float him wherever you want. He could just... In fact, he's an observable phenomenon, right?
Take the top left corner of my webcam and put it up to the top left of your screen, and then take the bottom right and scale it all the way to the bottom right of your screen, and then just kind of move the layer forwards to right at the very front, and that would be perfect. Perfect.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Yeah. Why Are There No Names says that Harv runs this place, but from the shadows. And yeah, I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny such allegations, but I am a visual phenomenon. What can I say?
So today we will be getting into House Flipper, the game that crashes my PC by overloading the GPU. I have downloaded since the last live stream the BIOS update that EVGA put out back in 2016 when it came in that their 1070s and 1080s, some of them were overheating. They circulated a kit that you could request from them, and they just send you the stuff, and you'd repair your graphics card, and I did that, and made a cool friggin' video about it that I occasionally go back and watch and go, wow, that's back when I had energy. And I also look at that and go, that's why I need a better green screen area, because that shit, setting that up was just a horror. But so I did that, and it's still like, I almost wonder, I'm going to do the BIOS patch. I didn't have time because, you know, I was building 3 walls in a basement, so get off my back, people. But I almost wonder if, because, you know, modern motherboards, especially when they're have the label overclocking on them, they're all like, they kind of weasel their way into the way everything works. And I almost wonder if my motherboard hasn't got a setting in there that's sort of overriding when the fans go on, when the power goes out to the fans on the GPU, and keeping it at a certain level or something. But I'll try the BIOS update and we'll see. For now, we'll just have to play, what is it we're playing? The House Flipper.
House Flipper, I believe, yeah.
Just play it in a lower setting.
Before we move on too quickly, have you tried MSI Afterburner? I don't know what GPU you have, but
I have.
You can override fan profiles and stuff.
In the past, I remember like at one point, like I've reinstalled, you know, I've rebuilt this computer so many times, but at one point I installed Windows 10, and then, you know, amongst the first thing that you install is the graphics drivers and other stuff, and I installed Afterburner, and the DLL that it inserts crashed Windows 10 in an unrecoverable way. So I had just created this installation of Windows 10, and it just destroyed it in a way that you couldn't, like, back out and repair or get the DLL out of there. I mean, maybe back in the day when I knew how to do that kind of thing, go offline with a Linux disk and that kind of stuff, but I couldn't make it work. And I don't even want to, like, overclock it, you know? I just want it to run without boiling.
I think there are just like certain pairings of operating systems to people that just don't work. Like if you don't have the right vibe for a certain OS, then it's just going to spend as much time making your life living hell as possible. Like I'm a computer scientist, and you'd think that Linux would be my jam, but I fucking hate Linux. I can't stand it because every single time I try to use it to do anything specific, that exact thing is what it refuses to do for me, and I've installed and reinstalled Ubuntu so many times. I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah, Linux is I've had a very similar experience with it. I think my thing is that it makes me feel like everything that I do is a stain on the operating system. Like when I change something, when I update something, when I set up some profiles, or you know, when I get in there and try and lay hands on the wiring of it, I feel like I've fundamentally made it dirty in
Sick.
some way that I don't understand
Yeah.
completely, and I just like, I don't know why that's working, and it's
The thing
working, and
is,
I don't like it.
philosophically, I think Linux is absolutely great, and open source, fantastic. But yeah, just something about how everything has to feel like you're tearing into the operating system itself. I don't know. And I know I'm going to get a whole load of people telling me that I'm just using the wrong build and I should have a
Distro or
different
something, yeah.
distro, yeah.
You need to use x.org as your interface instead of...
I've tried a few. There was one called Mint or so. I think it was Ubuntu Mint. It's just like a reskin of Ubuntu. I tried the super lightweight one that I wanted to shake up an old laptop that was running slowly, so I put a super lightweight distro on there. Even that just was it was an effort. It was a war just to get the simplest things working. I've given up now. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point I'll have to... I mean, I'm gonna have to, like, get my Linux chops up because I got a Raspberry Pi 3A Plus sitting here. So I'm gonna have to do something around that, but...
Yeah, I got a whole load of Arduinos sitting on a shelf behind me. I want to do something with those as well, but yeah, not sure. Need the right
we can
product
take
to come
over the
along.
world. I'm thinking like, monitoring devices, just leave them places. I mean, the little webcams and stuff are so ubiquitous and cheap. Just attach one of those, hook up to like a Wi-Fi network that's unprotected, and just boom, you're in.
And we've already got we figured out how to send our live video to one another over our IPs. So
Yeah, we'll just
that'll come in
blast
handy.
it garden hose style at
Blast
an
it,
IP.
UDP. Yeah.
So
House Flipper.
yeah, Garden Flipper. In fact, Dramatian purchased for me Garden Flipper expansion, the DLC. So I could chop trees now, I think, is how that works. I'll get the whole screen in
Dig
there.
holes.
But there's got to be, I assume you can mow the lawn, which was a complaint for a long time in House Flipper, just that the lawns always kind of look like this, and there was no way to do anything about it. But who knows what's in the garden expansion, except I do know that I can cut a tree. Which of these trees needs to die is the question. I kind of like that one. It gives me good shade from the west when the sun goes down. This pine is so young and just growing up, I don't want to hurt it. This guy, though,
I feel
the
like
neighbor...
any pairs of trees which don't form suitable hammock locations should just go.
Yeah, and this one's kind of off on its own a lot, and the neighbor keeps complaining. I have to send somebody up there to trim it, every fucking year. So let's cut the tree. I
wonder whether you have control over the direction it will fall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Me too. Maybe I should make it fall toward the neighbor. So that would be, I'm chopping on the correct side then, if I want it to chop.
I mean, you don't want it to fall on your own house, so surely on the neighbor's is better.
Oh. Okay, the electric lines, maybe, so the internet's gonna be down for a couple of weeks.
Oh, boy. I love the bounce that happened there and the way it just sank into the ground. Wow.
I'll remove the... Yeah, look at those textures just stretched across there, too. I mean, there's a lot of people who have done procedural, tree removal and stuff. I mean, Farming Simulator does it brilliantly. This game, Harvey, if you've not played it before,
I have not.
Brilliant in its gameplay loop and in its sense of satisfaction, and it is also just... It feels like somebody ran through the tutorials in Unity and then made a game.
I was going to ask, how many polygons do you reckon there are per blade of grass? Because that grass looks pretty good in that it seems like each individual blade has actually its own 3D model.
My GPU is at 64% right now.
Yeah, might have something to do with it.
CPU's spiking occasionally to 90 for no discernible reason.
I saw you vacuuming up caterpillars, was it? Or ants or
Cockroaches.
something? Cockroaches, yeah.
We've turned them off now. Did you get to see my Sexatorium, though? My house.
I did not. Would you please show me that? Or is this a different
Well, we're on the
house?
12-second delay thing, so you remember what we did on KPE?
Oh, God.
Whenever I say, oh my god, check this out. Then you just go,
Whoa,
ooh, yeah,
jeez,
ah, oh
that's
my god.
the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
I know how
Harvey,
to do
check
that.
this out. Now, I know you're caught up to it
Whoa,
now.
God,
This is my
that does look pretty
Sexitorium.
sexy.
Ah.
Yeah,
And it
I like what
is
you're doing with the place.
specifically designed for the lovemaking. I mean, you gotta casual around here and that kind of thing, but when it comes
Uh,
time to do what needs to be done, you want spectators, first off, so glass
Who's
of
bedroom.
that
course.
sexy bastard off to your right?
Who's
What was
that
your name
sexy
again?
bastard? You're right. Visual phenomenon
Sam?
number 1 or 2, something like that.
It's Harv of the coming
The one
soon
and
to
only.
theaters near you, Harvin Pawn channel on
Dun,
Twitch.
dun, dun.
In fact,
Wow.
well, we've got some people here. I don't know how many we've got here, but because I can't see. But we want to let you know that we need you to do something. We need you to follow the channel twitch.tv/Harv and Pawn. Harv and Pawn, all one word. Just the way it sounds. We need you to follow over there so that we can get it to be a monetizable channel. We need 50 followers before, as just one part of the qualifications to become affiliates by Twitch. And we're going to be launching a show soon, completely different than anything you've seen ever. So we'd like to be able to make some
Truly
money off of that,
unique.
if possible. Make a living at the living that we're making.
Gotta have that dosh, you know what I'm saying? We've got to put up more decorations in the Sexitorium, and those things don't come cheap.
Yeah.
So
in fact,
cough up.
Harv, check this out.
Whoa! Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Jesus.
This is the bedroom. You've got, various high saturation paintings that invoke, sexy sort of curves
Lust.
and lines. And I don't know if everyone else
Yeah.
sees the boob there
I
and the hip
like
line.
the. Sorry to draw attention away from the room you've just walked into, but back in the entranceway, was there an upside down painting of a hand reaching sexily around a back where the buttocks are actually at the top?
Those patterns
Or did I
are
just
almost half as tacky as the shit on a would typically be used to seeing in TS3.
Jim's always talking crap about the visual style. You know what? The lighting is really good, and I think that's where they're spending all of the GPU. But yeah, there may be an upside down. I mean, it's showing what's going on there. It's just, it's not upside
importance
down.
of
That is
voice.
right side up.
That's how it should be. The way everyone should be.
And here's the bathroom, Harv. Which,
Ooh.
yeah.
Wow,
I don't
very
know.
bathroomy.
It's modeled after, I don't know, just like, I was thinking the 70s and Afro Sheen, I guess, was just in my head somehow.
Yeah, there's space above the shower for the afro to just stick over the edges of the glass,
And we decided that, instead of having mirror, apparently someone died, so where the mirror would be, we've just painted it black. Because
like my soul.
if we turn the graphics settings up beyond this, the GPU and CPU will max out at 112%. In fact, the CPU is riding really friggin' high right now.
Well, it's got to calculate just how sexy this entire house is,
I think it's actually probably how sexy you are, because I don't usually have, you and your sex. You're just musk of manliness just wafting into my CPU like this, and now, 90% of my CPU, it's very distracted. You've distracted my computer.
Well, what can I say? I try my best.
I'm gonna go to the house that we're currently working on. I think I can get there by going out the gate. Go to house with uninvited guests, which were the cockroaches. We've turned cockroaches off because they apparently consume all of the resources. And we'll see if having Harv on the live stream crashes my PC when we get in here. Ooh, a mole has nestled in the neighborhood. Use a shovel to bury all mounds of ground. Mischievous mole will create new ones until you find him. Did you give me a shotgun? Like, what?
Yeah, what do you do when you find him? Do you just fucking kill him? Like, hit him with the shovel?
To increase the house value, you may take part in the garden contest. Press and enter and select type you want to rate your garden. What? Select type you want to rate your garden.
English.
What? So if I want English people to rate the garden, if I want crop people, if I want modern, what are you talking about? Select type. Okay. Let's look for the mole. Do I have like a... Oh my god, I've got a garden hose now.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Oh my god, the particle physics, Harv. When you see this, watch them rest on top of the flowers.
I can see that, yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, they finished the Unity tutorial course. Three whole tutorials, and then they made this. And made $1 billion off of it. It's so popular.
Yeah, it is pretty much like they found the first 3 things you can do in Unity, and then decided that they could accomplish the entire game using those first 3 things. No matter what the most suitable technique was, they were going to use what they already knew.
I'm
Beginner's mindset.
I'm not sure what I'm okay, so I'm edging, and I've gotten stuck. Oh, I've found mounds. I've found mounds.
Oh, there you go.
How much, like, space do I get from that? Just about as much as you see. Oh, cool. Do I have a mower?
Very, very little. Yeah, you could do it.
Am I gonna have to do it all with this? What was the other thing? They said
not.
a shovel. Okay, probably I just need to look at the things, and then pick up the shovel.
Well, tell you what, you've got paint in your inventory. Why don't you just pour the paint everywhere, kill all
Fuck!
the plants?
Harvey! Get down! Ah! It's jumping on me!
Oh no, the mole!
I found a mole. Was I supposed to, like, split its skull open with the shovel? Was I supposed... Because it just ran off. Maybe I was supposed to kill it.
Stab it, yeah. Jesus, this game took a dark turn all of a sudden.
Yeah! What a game. I rant English people to rate my garden, says Jim. English. Okay. Oh, I rant English people to... Okay. I gotcha. Thank you. Just to be as culturally insensitive to as many groups as at once. Thank you. Oh, look. I got flowers growing now.
Basically, supposedly you just keep on destroying all the dirt piles and eventually it's just like, well, you got them all. So sadly, no Gorn-esque realistic gladiator simulator.
Where the flowers are, I get knocked back and forth as I walk.
Particle collisions, physics collisions with the flowers.
You know, tutorial 4 would have been the ability to have characters move through objects without having physics interact with them. They just didn't get that far.
How to... Yeah, go to the collider and just click the enabled to disabled, yeah.
Clipping was lesson 5 and they just didn't get there.
The thing is, the kind of mindset I feel like the devs had with this is that rather than preventing the interaction completely, they would go and implement like soft body physics so that you would push your way through the flowers at the cost of another 100% of your CPU.
Except for instead of the flowers moving as you push through them, the flowers move you.
Yeah. Like trampoline backwards and forwards bouncing off them. God, is this
something
really the
I
most
can
efficient
do
way
with
for you to
weeds?
do the grass?
Apparently. I don't... Oh, wait. Press to remove the weed. Ooh, I can remove weeds.
Ah, there you go.
Ooh, I wonder if I get skill points for gardening the way the rest of the game works. Press to remove the weed. But some of the weeds look like nice. They're like... Are these all weeds? Like, those are yellow weeds. I want to remove the big bush is what I want to remove. Alright. That's fine. Harvey, I want to show you the house that I'm working on currently, not the weird non-physics.
I mean, this
physics.
one already looks pretty dandy, so... Show me the real... the guts.
We walk in, and I've got... I think they just called it Asian pattern for the wallpaper, and I fell in love. Then I've got myself a white Natuzzi leather... off-white Natuzzi leather sofa, with the kitchen with the most basic, just white panel tiles, and then this lovely, lovely yellow horizontal, you know, wood grain cut along the walls, which you'd never get in the real world because who would? That's too many small little cuts, you know. That's, I mean, unless you rolled it out as like a vinyl thing and it's all fake.
I think it is. I don't know whether it's intended to be, but yeah, the only way you'd actually get that is if it is just the veneer over the top. Yeah.
Everyone knows that flowers are physics objects. Duh, pawn. But this is the only room that I've actually, like, this is the only space, but I did tear down all of the walls in order to get it here, so, you know, I don't know...
So far, the two houses I've seen are just kind of open plan / one room kind of thing. Are there any big houses in this game, or are they all just kind of this size?
I think there are, not necessarily like mansion, you know, that size, but I believe there are bigger houses. I didn't have the money to buy one, and I didn't want to get that lost into a big project.
I'm guessing, is there a whole, like, career you level up and get money and buy new houses and flip those? And,
yeah, before you actually start flipping the houses, you just go around, like, cleaning people's houses and fixing their utilities and stuff in order to make enough money, and then go on the market and buy the houses. One of the things I keep making fun of... Go ahead.
Imagine an expansion pack where not only do you flip the house, you also then get tenants in, and then they complain, you have to go do maintenance and fix the pipes and increase the...
Hey, you know, that would be... That's actually a better game you're pitching right now, you know, where there's like a maintenance that, like, you make the house and then you have to go fix stuff and people are calling you up while you're trying to work on another house and it's...
And then the tenancy comes to the end and you go and inspect the rooms, there's massive burn marks in the floor. Were they there at the start of the tenancy? Yeah, it's like that when I found it.
And then you have to decide how much of their security deposit you'll give them back.
Yeah. And then how angry they get is like a function of how much you take, depending on what they've actually done and what they haven't done.
And whether or not you get sued is a calculation. How much you gave them back and how much damage they actually did. And then you get to go to court. I like this game. This is...
Yeah.
Let's build this. I mean, look, Harvey, we could totally do this. What do you need? Like, a bunch of 3D models that you buy off of, you know, sites where people have just...
Stores.
Yeah, asset stores. And then, you know, a couple of interactive tools. And boom, you're done.
That's basically how you make games.
Mm-hmm. And you only need 3 or 4 tutorials from Unity.
Yeah, right. As we can see.
I don't even know if this is a Unity game. It just plays like, you know, somebody who didn't know what they were doing.
I have a friend who, he gave a couple of, like, game development talks at our uni, and one of his talks was, like, how to spot a Unity game or something, and it was just all of those things that just make you feel like, this is just default Unity settings, isn't it? It seems like this game, at least if they replace the skybox, that would be the real giveaway. Show us what the skybox is.
Stepping outside there, it's just open blue skies. There's no clouds. Just sun up there.
I don't think it's default Unity. It might be, you know, I don't know. It might just be blue actually with a sun. Are there any clouds?
Not today, anyway. I don't know if they have, like, if they have different... I haven't noticed whether they have different textures on different days. But every time I walk through the yard, it's just like... keeps throwing me back and forth. It's just so fucking weird. So, I'm happy with the kitchen. I'm pretty happy with the... You know, I'm gonna leave the living room here, except for the brick wall. The brick wall needs something done, I think. And
I feel kind of like you've got too many color palettes going on. You've got the beige veneer tiling, and then you've got the red Asian style, and then when it goes to the brick, it's just like the red but worse. Maybe back to beige, you know? Get some coordination going on.
Sort of the wood color again?
Maybe, or at least something lighter so that
or
it seems
you mean
to match
sort of the off-white of the couch. Which color are you thinking of?
Either could work. I have no idea. I didn't think this far ahead. But yeah,
I was thinking flaming purple.
Oh wow, we're going like make the entire house just kind of that part of the rainbow, you know? You went through grades.
There's the paint options, and yeah, I was actually thinking like a deep dark purple that would like go with the red of the walls. I mean, you make a good point that I've already got way too many colors going on here, but I do
Well,
like to lean into my choices too hard.
What you have to ask yourself, like, what do you want this house to be? What's the purpose? It should be, you should design this thing functionally. Is this a luxury pad for a pimp who's got all of his hoes? Or is it like a suburban mom with 1 or 2 children? You got to decide what you're going for. The purple, get that saturation all the way up there if you're going for the pimp pad. Otherwise,
yeah, and I don't know because it's
maybe
got to
keep it
lie
down.
somewhere between there. You know, maybe this is the suburban house that mom thinks she's an interior decorator and isn't. Maybe that's what's going on.
Oh, okay. I have a pitch. I have a pitch for the house you should turn this into. Suburban mom who works part-time as a psychic has a Ouija board and invites people in for a low price of $99 to allow them to communicate with their long-lost loved ones. You know?
I am
just
sold.
yeah, garish decorations all over the world. Just this really tacky, like as tacky as possible. As many
it gives me
crystals
license
as you
to
can possibly
at least
put.
try the purple because I think that would work. It would just about. The only thing that might not work here, I already tried to do some walls where it was just paint, and the problem was that, like, I've already got, like, everything in here is textured, and just having a flat painted wall was kind of hard. You know, it didn't really work. But I'm hoping that maybe if the wall is, you know, ridiculously colored, it'll just notice that the textures shift
your
when I
brain won't
start
even
to
be able
paint.
to compute the lack of textures.
Yeah, watch this.
Oh yeah, the brickwork. The brickwork. It's like it's regenning it or something. Why?
I don't know.
Why would that happen?
I don't know. It's the charm of it.
Okay.
It's the charm.
I have a theory that they maybe have a different texture which they use to like fade it to the purple. Like, who knows?
Yeah, like almost an animated texture kind of setup, and they expect it to be one. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't work. That does not work. But before I get rid of that color, you know, I might use it in another room. So
I mean,
then,
really, the vibrance is right. The vibrance is what we're looking for. You just gotta think about how it's gonna work with the rest of the house.
maybe if I could get like this orange that's in the pillars in an incredibly bright thing and carry that across.
Wait, why not just paint those pillars purple?
That's a lot easier, isn't it? I think I like my pillars though. I like the transition they make into the wood area of the kitchen. This is just, I think the big problem, what's going to continue bothering my eye is just the lack of texture on that wall. I think it's going to have to be wallpaper or paneling.
Yeah. Yeah, Hologram's got a good suggestion. Use the swirly purple bathroom tiles that you had in the other one.
Oh god.
That'll give you the texture you want. Some texture anyway.
That would be these. They will definitely not work. I don't know, maybe. We'll give it a try. I mean, the colors kind of are okay next to one another. I'm just playing around now. I mean, if something happens to work, I actually enjoy, you know, in most of my gameplay and creative stuff, I will spend a lot of time doing things that I suspect won't work, because I'm always eager to find that thing that surprises you. It's like, this probably doesn't work, but if it did, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
and
that's
I waste
worth
a lot
finding
of
out.
time creatively going after things that are like, this is against all of the rules. The rules are probably there for a reason. I think that actually is going to work.
I think it is as well. It's looking pretty good, actually. It's the same kind of brightness as the red, which I think helps.
Yeah, and like up close, you see that it's kind of bathroom tile grouted on, but from a distance, it just looks fine. It looks, you're getting the textures. You're getting the complexity of textures with the purple. Wow, Hologram 1, this was a horrible idea. Good call.
So you gotta try those things that you don't think are gonna work, because they might just work.
It's just know that before you adopt that mentality from experience, you will spend the bulk of the time trying things that don't work, and then occasionally you'll be like, oh my god! And then everyone will think you're a genius until you show them all the other things that you did to get there.
I wonder as well, you have to buy each load of these tiles every time you use it, but when you, like, tear down the tiles, will you get them back, or is it a one-time kind
It
of
is a
deal?
one-time in. Once they're on the wall, they're gone.
So you actually get penalized for experimenting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's not that hard. Nothing in the game costs... Well, there are some things that cost, but nothing in the game that you stick on and, you know, that you can't sort of undo and get your money back costs too much money. When you're placing, for example, if I were to buy like a big old chunk of furniture or something, so furniture, cabinet, buy it, it shows it in the space, it does highlight it with a weird thing that can sometimes get in the way and make it hard to sort of judge, is that going to fit in the space, but it's good. It's one of the systems that works pretty well. And since this is, I just pulled this out, but since this is an Asian house, this is going to be where you put your shoes away. You're supposed to come in, take your shoes off. You don't bring in the dirt from outside. You know?
Can you change the height of the flooring? Because a lot of Asian houses have like that kind of entrance way and then a step up into the actual house, and you're supposed to kick your shoes off at the entrance.
I don't think you can. Unless you can transplant the flowers in such a way that they push you physically above the floor.
And then as you walk, you're just all over the place vibrating.
But yeah, it looks weird, but it looks weird in a way that I am a fan of. So I'm happy with that. We're going to go with that, weird as it is. Which means that I can finally move on to some of the other rooms. I'm kind of saving the bathroom just because I think it'll be a little bit boring.
Yeah,
so the other two
you gotta
rooms,
do the Ouija board room now. You gotta do the communing with the dead, you know.
yeah, and actually this couch that came with the house, this is one of the things that is very fun about the game is that you buy a house and it comes with like a bunch of furniture in it, and most of it's fucked up and all of it's fucked up. But most of it's fucked up, but it's like it's kind of fun to decide that you're going to use, you know, you're going to build around some of it and treat it like it's antique or, you know, that kind of thing. So this couch might actually work for, like, you know, the place where the customers sit on their end of the
I can see that.
magic
I can see the
ball that she's
clients.
going to look into or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking this room is the reading room where we'll be reading the clients, and then back here is her bedroom.
Yeah, I see.
And what would be kind of cool? Oh, I love this. Now that you came up with this idea, we do it so that like the house where people are going to be in is themed in a way that like is kind of out there, and you'd think, oh, psychic house, and then as soon as you go into her bedroom, it's the dullest, most fucking like thing your grandma would have. That's her private space.
Super beige, super faded flower wallpaper on the ceiling. That's quintessential grandma house.
Sadly, I don't think you can do anything with the ceilings. And they are ridiculously high. That's the other thing about this, is that, like, do the windows in your house, do they start at clavicle level for you? Because I feel like the scaling of some of the construction here is just a wee bit off.
Or maybe just that your character is actually a midget.
You know, that's it. I'm 5'3".
But then also, like, the height of the sofa, in that case, that sofa's, like, ridiculously short.
Yeah, this actually, your theory is making more and more sense. I'm actually more like 4'8" or something like that. And
No, but that doesn't make any sense, though, because if you are that short, then it's like, from the perspective of the camera, all the kitchen cabinets and stuff are at about groin level.
Yep. Yeah, it's just it's amazing that this made all the money, isn't it, Harv? Just made all.
I would
the
love to
money.
actually go in this room in VR. Does it have a VR mode?
I don't think so.
Because that would really give you the perspective of like, oh, well, this is how tall these things are supposed to be.
You know what I could do? I don't think this fits my idea as well as making it from scratch, but if I put all the shitty, fucked up furniture in her bedroom.
In her bedroom. It's like this is the one room in the house that the clients never get to see, and so it's like the least effort. It's where everything else that came with the house just went. You know.
Spent a mint
I
on
like
making
how
this
you've
place
put
look garish
that,
everywhere.
Chest of drawers just so it's perfectly blocked by the bookshelf. You know, can't open those drawers.
Oh, actually, then you'll love this. So part of the kitchen cabinet is it opens through
Through the sofa.
through the sofa. And the reason I did that was because on the interior of the kitchen, I wanted a space that doesn't open. So this opens up, and there's almost enough room for that. And this opens up, but I needed that, so I just turned it around.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see, we got plaster. I think I'm done with plaster, so I can sell the plaster bucket. When you come into these houses, you can see the spots on the walls where it needed to be plastered and stuff, so you end up knocking down walls, repairing a lot of stuff, cleaning the shit out of all these places. Yeah, I think this one's just gonna go. This doesn't have any use. Nah, you're gone.
What even was that supposed to be?
Coat rack, I think. Somebody
Had like
made
a
it in their
bin
basement.
hole in it or something.
Yeah, it did. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is definitely like I'm not sure where this game is made, but there are things in it that, you know, tell me, I mean, definitely European, but tell me that it's also like Nordic or something, you know, there's certain things that I remember noticing, like, that is weird for all of the places that I'm aware of. These green things, they're not really gonna fit with the psychic room. I don't know that they're gonna fit with any of it, really. I'm going to
Into the bedroom.
I'm gonna grab this and just drop it there and see if, like, it being an old raggedy table, if that would work. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep it. Let's actually look at some of the things that are in the shops for this.
I think you need a circular table.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. We could do a children's table, ma'am.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's see, circular. Well, actually, they got tables, just a table category, and yeah, the only thing that they've got in terms of circularness is a stool, but they're calling it a table. Let me pull it into the game world and see what it looks like. Actually, so we've got it in black, we've got it in brown, and we've got it in white. I think it would be black with the black topped with the wood underneath. It's got to be a little bit creepy, you know. Yeah, that could work. And then if they've got like a snow globe that I could buy to put on top of it, really sell the idea.
I was gonna say you need something like that.
All right, I'm gonna go for that. I don't think this table's gonna fit anywhere. And
The
it's actually
hilarious
one
thing
of
about
the
using a
nicer
stool,
pieces.
using a stool in the situation is that that sofa does just look like exactly the kind of sofa that you try and squeeze too many people on, and they all end up with kind of shoulders squeezed up like this. And the fact that you're using a stool as the table, like 5 people squeezed onto one sofa, all trying to use this tiny thing.
Let's see if they do have something like a little spherish bauble in the game in the other category. Well, the other category might even have something that is round-topped that isn't, you know, listed as a table. We've got just a ball, like a children's ball.
I mean, the teddy bear on there would be pretty creepy. I just saw that go by, but you definitely want the sphere though. Yeah.
I would think a snow globe, sure. No, they don't have a snow globe? Okay, I've gotten to the bottom. I'm coming back up.
It's gonna have to be the play ball, I think.
Yeah. And this will be the only thing that has, like, proper physics in it that'll roll around. Oh, it won't even go on the table. Maybe because it's a stool and not a... No, but they said it was a table. Yeah, because it'll go on the top of this thing. Ugh. Game. Just
It's probably
to
just
you.
yeah. I think the stool
fact-
is too short or too thin.
We'll turn the stool into where she sits when she's doing the reading. You know, it makes her look like
Yeah,
she's...
that makes
well,
sense.
unless they've got a really ridiculously ornate, like, armchair.
That I was gonna say, armchairs are the classic kind of psychic thing to sit in, you know? When your body gets filled by the soul of one long lost, you gotta be able to have comfortable seating to fall back into.
And it looks
A
like
poof.
the nearest thing they have is an armchair.
Use the poof.
A poof? What was a poof?
Yeah, there's a purple poof. That would have been perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is the poof. Can I put the poof on other things? No, I can't. Yeah, she could sit down there and read to them and sit like in a meditational pose.
Like, ooh, so much further down than all of her clients as well. Like a real.
Oh, and then we put like a really short... I know they've got a really short table, so we put the really short table so that the people who are sitting there are as awkward as humanly possible. I
like
love
their
it.
kneecaps are above the height of the table.
I'm gonna tuck the stool in over there. Yeah, the stool actually we'll save it. And then these things, I have no idea. Like, they would need a different coat of paint, but maybe I'll just tuck them against the wall here in just a row for now, and we'll see when we get to other places whether or not they can still kind of fit the decor. Apparently I left
I'm imagining this house going up on the market and like a load of people come to see it and they all just think, what the fuck is this room? Who was using this? And then that one psychic comes along and is like, this is perfect.
Coffee table Ramvik. Let's see how big it is before I even start thinking about colors. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, so now we look at the colors. You're going to see that in a second, and that's going to be... It's perfect. So the surface of the tabletop... I'm thinking it's either the beach really bright, or it's where it started on the dark wood. If it were the beach, then we want the sides of it to be something very contrasting. And she's already shown that she has a penchant for this sort of cherry tone elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it could be the cherry tone, or it could be this venge, which is just really dark. If I went for and it's called, oh, it's Wenge now? It was called Venge. Alright, so if I went for the Venge, and then I did the beach on the outside, no. The brown on the outside, yeah, it's just not as
I
interesting.
think the cherry wood matches the sofa a little bit better. Not sure.
I think I'm gonna go with this one. The beach, and then they're just calling it brown, but that's what I'm thinking of as cherry. It's a redder, wood.
Yeah.
It draws attention to itself anyway.
Oh, that's its job.
And she'll be sitting there with her legs folded up into a full lotus position, and then they'll be sitting over here just like, is she looking up my skirt? Like, she's got a perfect eye line to my crotch right now.
The perfect, like, dominating position to be in, just to make your clients as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah, that's actually a weird tactic. I think that's a really intelligent tactic, though, to, like, do it such that instead of putting yourself in the position of power, you put the other person in position of power, which just makes them feel really fucking awkward.
Yeah. That kind of contrast of, like, walking into someone else's home and then being higher up than they are.
Yeah. So, is this the same lamp that I have here? Yes, it is. I'm thinking 2 lamps, one on either side. Symmetric.
Oh, of course.
And turn that on. Do we have the same spacing? We do. And then I want, like, they have ceiling lighting that is just, recessed lighting that just goes straight down. So it's just going to be right over the top of it.
Yeah.
Is that going to be other lamps?
Well, I don't know. Do you want recessed lighting, or do you not, if possible, want, like, a lampshade that's just hanging really low? It's, like, practically skimming the tabletop. And they have to, like, kind of look around it to see the psychic.
They do have... The reason why I don't is because it sucks. Like, they've got this, and this is as close as it gets, this ceiling lamp tube, and it really is very low for, like, walking around and you're just bouncing your head off of it while you're in here. Let's just say I made it orange. I mean, once you're right underneath it, it's, like, right there on top of you. But I feel like it throws the light in too many... And it's going to throw it in all of the directions.
Yeah, I think what you definitely just need as vertically downwards as possible for the lighting.
Yeah, and we've got
Like, the edges of the room should be
mini.
black, and the tabletop should be glowing.
So the mini lamp there. Do I have a light switch in here? I don't. To buy a light switch. Because I knocked out all the walls. So what's that under? Switch. Installations. Light switch. Standard or modern? What to do with the switch design? I guess she'd have modern. Because it's just more touchy-feely.
Yeah.
I like the way it rocks. As soon as I put this too, you're done. Like, you can't change it ever again. So I hope I got it in the right spot.
These pricings are amazing. Like, just the light switch itself is $28.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's not
pretty good.
really like...
I think you'll get a better effect if you can cover every single wall in like a really dark curtain material.
Okay.
Like drapes over the walls.
Yeah.
Really get that vibe.
I want to try the larger halogen lamp, the non-mini, as well here, and maybe I'll just like group a whole bunch of it so it just like floods the area.
Just if you can, just like place them inside each other about 1 million times.
Look at this,
But no.
Harv. Holy, that's it. That's what you're looking for right there.
That is the effect, yeah.
So I'm
That's
actually
what you
going to
want.
sell off the smaller one because I don't think it's needed. And it will. I want the room to be as dark as it possibly can be, except for the light that's coming down. That's precisely on the top of her head, and then and the thing, the desk, the countertop. Get it set.
That's perfect. Does this game even have a... Does it have a day-night cycle? Does it ever actually get dark outside?
It does, yeah. It's actually turning
Oh, cool.
into late evening now. So, but yeah, curtains now. You were saying, let's just black out the room as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely try and sell that effect.
Curtains and blinds. I wonder if I can actually close the curtains.
There's a tab on House called Father's Day. There's like a whole category for Father's Day. What is that?
What? On House Flipper?
Yeah.
Oh, no, on
I just saw
House,
it.
like where I was buying? Okay.
I have no idea.
We want them to be really dark, but they also got to be like
Really
a weird color. I don't think brown would do it. I'm thinking this really dark green.
Green, yeah. Such a weird choice of color, green, I feel, but...
Okay, now
I
these
guess that
actually have to be installed. So here's the part of the gameplay loop. We start to assemble them, and then I have to push it against the wall, then screw in the bolts. Then
This is
I have
some
to
manual stuff right here.
click on those to hang them up, and then they're there. Can I close them, though? I don't think I can close them. Shit.
Aw, seriously?
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Well, we'll still have them. So I want mountable narrow curtains in the same dark green color. I don't know how I came up with dark green, but here we are. Oh, and it won't place, but why not? Is it just the sofa in the
Is
way?
the sofa...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be the sofa too far back.
Push it in for now.
To be fair, the only thing at this point which could make the people more uncomfortable is having the sofa weirdly in the middle of the room. Like to the point where their shins are touching the table.
I love that we've turned this into a just discomfort utopia. just right there.
It just
There's a
it's just
space
the
where somebody
atmosphere
could
to-
actually be behind them to freak them out.
Yeah, exactly. And like at some point in her routine, she'll get up and she'll walk around the back of the sofa and kind of like drape her hands over their shoulders. That's the thing. You have to make them feel uncomfortable because it's got to be a memorable. It's got to feel like they're speaking with the dead, and so everything you can do to make it an uncanny experience is just going to make it more memorable. It's perfect.
I think I gotta like give them like just put them in the dead center of the room so that there's the most space on all sides that just makes you feel
Yeah.
awkward.
Because often, like, uncomfortable people in social situations usually seek corners. So just putting them right slap bang in the middle is it's the best. Their feet are like going to be awkwardly tucked up.
In fact, all these have got to go. Yeah,
Mm.
and then we need an incredibly gaudy rug to go underneath all of this, maybe. Oh wait,
Oh,
I
hell
gotta
yeah.
fix the light too.
And if we can't really put drapes over the walls, it's going to have to be some dark wallpaper then, I think. But something garish.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I think we're good there.
It's just a completely empty room other than this weird setup in the middle.
So okay, so floor rugs. Let's see what the weirdest looking. I mean, we got a classic red rug.
How big
This
is the round
round
one?
rug from the Orient. I don't know that it's going to be. Oh yeah, maybe. Especially if you put like her on it, just her. This is just totally focus on.
It's like a channeling. Even the patterns on it make it look like it could be trying to like channel demonic powers.
Jim loves it apparently. Okay, what else can we do? Yeah, she needs to have like things either side of her, like something standing up, like thin thing.
Scepters.
Yes.
Something that she can just like hold on to either side as she like pretends to be tossed around. Yeah.
Damn it. I need this to move over just a little bit so that they're actually in the middle of the room. I keep missing it by a little bit. My OCD is gonna not allow.
I was gonna complain actually that it was off center.
This is at least close enough off center that I'll be able to live with it if it is off center.
I'm trying to decide whether it's better for the room to be basically empty or for there just be like a collection of really weird oddities around the place. It should be stuff that just there is no good reason for them to be in the same room, little objects.
Why did you turn off? I broke the lamp or something. I've never seen that happen. The lamp broke.
Dispose. What the hell?
Just throwing my money away here, game. Now, I don't know if that's a bug or intended behavior,
Well, it changed the context dialogue to dispose, so it seems like it knew what it was doing. Maybe it's because you put it on... I don't know if the game is going to be that intelligent, but it's called a table lamp and you had it on the floor. So I don't know whether they thought like you kicked it or something. That would be intelligent. But also completely obfuscated.
He recently built an entire room with only chairs. In a mall, and a desk so people can pay $10 per 30 minut to sit in them.
$10 for 30 minutes. What a ripoff.
I love how it does that too, how it turns all of the numbers into the actual language. 70% of my mansions are made up of lounges, just fucking lounges. It's like the Enterprise D, but on Earth. 17
like...
something 1701D, right? Is that it? Picard's Enterprise?
I do not know. But the whole thing that Jim said about lounges is kind of like palaces that a lot of the old British royalty would have. There would be like about 5 greeting rooms, just for different occasions. Like, oh, this one's for funerals, this one's for weddings, this one's for coronations, this one's for jubilees. like in a music room where you just lounge and listen to music, and a feasting room where you go after you've had your meal, and like dancing room and a theater room and
Vomitorium.
oh yeah. Roman that is, isn't it?
It might be getting a little bright in here. No, I think we're good. I think this one needs to come in a bit, though.
They need to be like right over her shoulders, don't they?
You think, like, in closer? On the diagonal?
I don't know whether
just
it would just
closer
be
in time?
rubbish at that point. We're in the pursuit of like uncanniness. We're going to be treading a fine line between weird and just bad. But I feel like that works. I feel like it seems as if she really is channeling energy by quite literally having electricity next to her. You imagine someone sitting there.
Yeah. Oh my god, look at what they're seeing, too, or look at how they look in the room. That's fucking perfect. It's exactly what you want. Jim cheered, my main Sims house has 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, 2 bathrooms, 2 living rooms, and 7 lounges. I like it. I like it with distance. Like, maybe even more distance, let's see. It's just like framing her in.
Yeah. The lamps on the floor actually are great, because now that it's getting dark, you can see that it's casting weird shadows on the sofa. It's like underlighting things.
Yeah. Okay, this is, but it's pointing out that I'm uncentrifugal.
Oh no.
Yeah. We're just gonna ignore that because I can't. I'll change where the wall is before I keep moving the sofa around. We're fine. You'll come in just a
Put your
little
foot
bit
down
more.
eventually.
Yeah. There we go. Are they both the same depth? That one's right against the wall, so this one should be... No, this shouldn't be right against the wall. I like that it does leave a ghost, so that you can see where it was when you are trying to move it by like 1 pixel's volume.
Yeah. It's good design. Good user design.
What if we painted just the entire room black? If it was just all black?
Well, I think it needs to be. I do think it needs some really dark color on the walls. And
Black
Jim's
like
got a suggestion
velvet or something?
to have a really oversized mural behind it or something. I think
Ah.
either super large or weirdly small. Like a pin badge. You know, it just stands out against the blackness, but it's just like a Boy Scout badge.
They have just the weirdest little picture that they have in the game.
Yeah.
Just there.
And like you can imagine she'll take it off the wall sometimes and put it on the center of the table and be like, "This was Timmy's Boy Scout badge before he was hit by that bus. Now, Timmy, can you hear us, Timmy?
He is my spirit guide. He will help me communicate with your loved ones."
Yeah.
The black is actually making it look chic. Is the problem. Like, no,
Oh god, it's looking fashionable. Oh no.
Yeah. Let's see about the paneling again, like making it really gaudy if they've got a really dark paneling.
Yeah. I think it's either you have black walls and black floor, or you have to have something a bit more gaudy.
And do I have an option that's a really dark floor? Well, yes, of course I do. Ice cream. In true Dutch custom, I put calendars in every toilet, but also a list of rules for the community pool. Calendars in the bathrooms? That's a thing? What, so you can plot when you're... Or maybe you're just marking off. Yep, took one today. You know, what are you doing with that?
Keeping track of your bowel movements, yeah.
Floor panels and coverings. We've got a really dark... We've either got palisander or we've got this dark acajou. And the floor tilings are going to be what we saw before. Let's see... This. I think we probably already have the dark acajou, but maybe this will be something. I'll just do a little area. That's definitely darker and creepier. When you see that, I think you'll agree.
What updates?
Oh yeah, it's actually starting to look kind of good. Which I
Oh
don't know if
god,
that's
no.
what we
go
want.
back.
But yeah. Close the door. Yeah, I like that. I like that for flooring. Might be
actually
able to
looking
throw
good.
like
Are we-
another rug in there to try and make it even darker. See what they have.
But Pawn, are we losing sight of the shit post that this room was intended to be? Is
We're
it
just-
accidentally turning into something great?
We're growing with the concept or some bullshit that justifies what I'm doing.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to justify it.
Okay, the weird green that's on the curtains. I just found a rug.
I love that there was a rug just called Rug Granny. There was like no other descriptions, just Rug Granny. My god, $72 for that rug. What a ripoff.
Yeah, hideous.
I mean, what a
Hideous.
bargain.
How am I doing on money, by the way? I'm down to less than $10,000. When I sell this thing, we're
I
gonna have to
think-
find a really wealthy.
We're gonna have to find a
Psychic.
psychic, yeah.
We're gonna keep going with the black walls.
This goddamn house.
At least until I run out of this bucket of paint, because I already had it on hand, so I was gonna use it somewhere.
I think the black works. I think the fact that the door is also black, like, kind of makes it good.
Yeah, and the more weird wall shit we put up, it'll probably help it.
I'll tell you what I want to see. Imagine if you could get anechoic chambers, where it's just like all those echo cancelling spikes coming out the walls. Just imagine that.
I need those for the basement now. Actually, I do have in the pictures at the end of the video that I premiered before this live stream, at the corners of where the AstroTurf ends, was my 24, I think, I bought long ago, acoustic panels. You know, the ones that are just like egg crate style that have the waving, you know, up and down deal to them. And I bought them for the room that I'm in now, thinking, oh, I'll need some, you know, sound insulation because these rooms are very
I don't know
echoey.
whether my internet's gone down or something, but I've stopped being able to hear you.
You can't hear me? Check, check, check.
Oh,
Check,
you're back.
check, check.
Hello. I don't know what happened there.
Huh. Maybe I was painting too long and the game overloaded the CPU or something.
Yeah. You were telling me about something you have in your basement beside the corners.
I've got the acoustic panels, the cheap ones you can buy, that I got for this room, and then once I actually started building this room into the studio that it is, just found out that fabric against the wall, the green screen itself, was everything that I needed. For sound deadening, for canceling echo. So I'll be using those down in the basement now.
It is kind of unintuitive, isn't it? When you first see these sound cancelling things, you assume that you really need to kind of coat the entire wall in it. But there are loads of studios I've seen where they just kind of have them spaced out, and apparently that seems to work. And yeah, just like hanging, you know, bed sheets or something off of the wall is probably enough to get rid of most of the echo.
Yeah, I think people go crazy too with the whole like trying to get very specific placement of their panels. And so, you know, you're going back and forth to the middle of the room and trying to listen and then you move one of those panels and then check it again.
Man, gotta be a bit of a audiophile to do that.
But I think they're, you know, at least half of their function is visual design, you know, just making the room look cool.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you do host like a podcast or something, having those in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super professional.
I am planning that the live streams and our show, I'm still planning to do that right here. And then like the downstairs studio is going to be for, you know, the big projects and where I'll have the big green screen to do to do full body and movement and get multiple people
It's
into the
gonna
same
be
green screen space.
it's gonna be great for the cold opens and stuff. If we can
Oh yeah,
get
yeah,
some
yeah.
really cool green screen stuff. Yeah.
Because I have so many like real fun ideas, and I've gotten very, very good at whipping together, you know, kind of uncanny valley, weird, but not wrong spaces in GIMP. You know, photoshopping those things together out of images of
Yeah,
other
no,
places and stuff.
All the virtual spaces you've shown me so far, are pretty damn great, actually. Yeah. It's got that
Yeah,
weird
so I'd
kind of
love to
realism
make a lot
because
of
it's all like
content with that.
it's like photographed textures and objects, but you can just tell there's something about the perspective which gives it away, but it's not quite enough for it to ruin the illusion of depth. And so, yeah, they're cool. I like them.
Yeah, that's exactly the style that they're, you know, exactly what I'm going for when I make those things too. Is I want them to be, there's something not quite right about it. I think it makes it more interesting to look at. I think it, you know, draws the eye, and it's like, oh, you know, if it were just a perfect representation of a space, then it's just, you know, nothing. But when you look at it and your eye goes, something's wrong there, then you look at it close, and then you can actually start to appreciate it. Malware Bites is rather concerned.
I thought about, I realized something that's going to be quite amusing as well. If you have the two of us sitting with green screen backgrounds in the same virtual space, seeming as though we're at the same desk and we're talking to each other, but our webcams are at different distances away from us, then the change in like size of our limbs as we move towards the camera, it's gonna appear to the perspective of the room like my hand is just covering the entire room. I'll have to see how that works out.
I know that I want, like, I think plants. If we can find like some big, you know, just fill up the space kind of plants. But before I get there, I need a live stream break.
Good idea.
For the sake of urination and other things. So.
Very good.
Audio be gone. Alright, who's still here, by the way? It's all just Jim shouting at us in chat. Is it just you, me, and Jim at this point?
It might be. I mean, for the past long time.
Did you all follow at twitch.tv/HarvinPawn? Because we need that so that we can monetize our content on Twitch when we start making it. Go do that during this live stream break. 7 minutes. Take the opportunity to do whatever you do, and I'm going to go do what I do. With the
I'm gonna
toilet
go do a
right
doo-doo.
Pawn not out. I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/RoninPawn live stream where I am joined by...
The one and only HOCgaming, currently known as Harvey. Formerly known as Visible Phenomenon or something.
Where they know me, I assure you I'm very well known. And we're in a house flipper, and we're flipping a house, and on Harvey's recommendation, we've decided to theme this around a, what would you do if you were putting it on like a CV? How would you describe it in the most,
Putting it on a CV.
swank terms,
The skills you've developed.
Yeah.
I think if it was a house listing in a newspaper, it would be psychics wanted, modern attractive property, the feng shui enabled with fiber connection. Something like that.
Always on for powering your totally bullshit crystal ball.
Yeah. And also, I mean, to be fair, as I think Jim pointed out earlier, we have some elements of mystery going on because we've got lamps that are powered by absolutely nothing, but are somehow illuminating the room.
I figured this out last time. It is it's wireless, and you're just being bombarded with magnetic fields constantly when you're in
microwaves.
this house.
Yeah. No, it's the souls of the dead who are attracted to this funky setup we've got in this room, and they just get trapped inside and they're bouncing around.
And they produce the electromagnetic radiation. The big benefit of which is that your cell phone never goes dead. The slight detriment is the cancer, but
Yes. There's always trade-offs in life. You just have to accept it.
Yeah, you'll get to commune more thoroughly with your loved ones on the other side more quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Look on the bright
accelerate the process. The
yes,
people who come
do
here are
have
the
plans.
they're the ones who want to see their loved ones. So can't complain.
Just have like just an axe or something, just insinuating that if you really want to see your loved ones, come into the basement with me.
Just like stick your head through this hole and then a guillotine blade. They're in there. Just have a look.
They're in there. I love it. They're in there. Your Aunt Sally. She's through there. Just look. And...
God, morbid. Let's get some plants to brighten up this morbid atmosphere.
I think I'm gonna go ahead with this. Yeah, with this. Maybe a little bit.
Wait. No. You have to put that one centrally behind her. Just the weirdest thing. Like if you took a profile photo of her sitting in that chair, then it would just be as if there's like green spikes coming out of her head.
Yep, you were right. Okay. The other plants I don't think are going to be as... Oh, this one might be really tall, actually. Pick a weird...
the tallest one.
Fucked up. It's got to be kind of dark color, though, but... Yeah, that's as tall as they'll go. But look at the friggin' shadows that are being thrown. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. Creepy. Yeah, I see.
So yeah, we'll have one... Will you drop it there? Oh, you don't like it? It's too close to the light. Well, we'll figure that out in a minute, but drop one there.
Maybe if you might be able to like move the light out, put the plant in, and then move the light back or something.
What is... Oh, that's
there are
part of
times
the
when
paint.
games that works.
And that's dead, right?
I don't know if the central plant being there really is the best thing, but it was funny. We do need to look for some sort of decoration, weird, mystic thing to have behind her. Or him.
Oh, that's right.
Gender roles. Not all psychics. Yeah.
Some of the crackpots are male.
What is
no,
the
I
equivalent?
actually kind of I kind of dig it. I get the the sort of physical, non-spiritualist purpose of it in the first place, just psychologically, like getting closure, feeling better
Yeah,
about
yeah.
things. So I see the value of it on that sense, and then on the other sense, I'm a friggin' Buddhist over here. So the idea that it doesn't really jive that your loved ones are there to talk to you, but I can come up with a reason for it in Buddhism. I can make anything work. You give me enough sheets of paper.
Isn't Buddhism more inclined for reincarnation into animals or inanimate objects or something? Or is that another...
Yeah, I mean, reincarnation into, and the basic premise is reincarnation into whatever just makes sense for you. Like where you are as an individual when you cast off this body, when you die. And it's really interesting, actually. I find it really cool, the way that it was introduced to me, or the way that I understand it now, having read a portion of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Because it's actually not, like, it's not friendly. It's not like, oh, and then you'll go to the place and it'll be lovely and the things and all your friends will be there. It's
Dog
more
heaven.
like when you die because you didn't figure shit out, you will, land where you deserve to land. And it won't be because anyone's, like, choosing that for you or you're being punished. It's just, like, what you didn't address while you were alive.
The result of your actions.
Yeah. Like, whatever's fucked up in your head that you didn't really get around to, like, straighten those wires out, if you have an obsession with this, an obsession with that, a fear of this or that, when you're in the place between life and death, what do they call that? Not purgatory, but
IKEA,
Bardo.
I think.
Yeah, pretty much. In the Bardo state, when you're between life and death, you will just naturally be drawn to your next life in, a place, in a situation that is like that, and is
the most befitting for you.
Yeah, plays into whatever it is that you sought. You'll basically be drawn there because you're still, fucked up.
Is the idea that, like, you're drawn to that particular place because that's the kind of thing you need to get those extra wires sorted out? Or is it more that due to your flaws, you gravitate kind of in a place that almost represents those flaws?
One and the same, I'd say, actually. Because, like, whatever it is that you need to work out is still, I mean, when you get to Buddhism, it comes down to sort of getting rid of all of your attachments and, becoming one with the universe. So whatever it is in your life that is the thing that, like, keeps you coming back and pulls you back to the mortal realm and that kind of thing is simultaneously going to be, it can be a good thing, so it's like, but it's also the thing that's preventing you from just attaining Buddhahood. I guess. I'm making
so
this
you
really
just have
weird.
you have to let go of that thing and achieve nirvana. Is it
Yeah, that's definitely one of the words. Enlightenment. But that's a very specific, it's highly specific. In Zen, which is what I was practicing for all those years, my Zen master basically didn't, there wasn't a lot of formal teaching in the first place, in terms of, like, teaching theory. The teaching was, fuck, I broke another lamp. I broke both of them. It's moving things around near them.
Fuck, I broke another lamp.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think you must be kicking them or something that's causing that. But that's just a weird arbitrary mechanic to have written into the game.
Yeah.
Like, that took some work to do that.
And now I'm going to buy another one that I'm just going to break while I'm moving things around, but I kind of need it in here just to be able to see what, how it all falls together. Yeah, what time is it there now? It's 10:40, huh?
I guess. Yes, it is. Yeah.
I can add 5 with the best of them. Oh no? You just got done with the move. How'd you, how did that work out for you?
Oh, the moving was fine. There was, in the transitionary period when I moved back home, a lot of bags of my belongings just kind of diffused around my parents' house. And so it turns out when I eventually brought everything back here, that I'd forgotten a couple of important things. I got halfway through reassembling an IKEA shoe rack and discovered that I left all my tools at home. So, so that's useful. But the move is fine. It's a nice house, and it's only like an hour and a half away from my home anyway. So it was pretty low stress moving everything in.
I'm currently just looking for the biggest painting that I can find. And I think bigness is a quality of price. So I'm looking for
it
the
needs to
most
be either
expensive.
something super abstract or just something very specific and random. Like I think you had some horse's legs there for a second. Like that was kind of random.
What about this, Harv? Upside down.
Yes,
Specifically upside down.
yeah, I like it.
Definitely adds the splash of color. It carries through to the pot color that I chose too.
And you know,
without
it's
really
the
thinking about it.
essence of life in the world above coming down the roots, coming down towards Earth. And
Not bad a picture. Like
that's
either
great.
that
I
needs
like
a
that.
comma or
Actually, also that is actually intentionally or unintentionally really good because they kind of look like love hearts, which is
oh,
sweet.
okay.
Yeah, little cherry love hearts.
Wonder if these could be growing up toward it or something.
Oh, I have another one with something growing upwards. Yeah.
It's getting too bright.
No. Just have the same picture twice, one upside down and one upwards.
That could work. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
actually could. Where was it? It's so flashy, it'll just jump out at me. There it is.
There needs to be a KSP-esque hold down Alt whilst you click on something in the world and it will duplicate it.
That would be nice. I mean, there is the buy more thing, but you gotta like make that choice before you start placing things. So yeah, it would be nice to just like, while you're there. I like that. That works very well.
Hopefully, like whoever's sitting in that chair, their head is like perfectly central.
The black walls though are still like, maybe this recessed space needs to be another color. Needs to be something to like grab.
I think it looks alright. I don't know. I don't know what color you would choose to. Pure white.
Let's see if they've got a exactly the opposite. If they got a really like
I'm not sure.
this bloody red.
Oh god.
Moody cobalt.
That could be
See,
good.
she's got a
actually.
pink and purple and red thing going on here. So they're really dark, but it falls in that spectrum. And the answer is no. What do you think? The bloody or the moody cobalt, or maybe even this gray fog?
I think the bloody red was pretty good. I haven't seen the grey. Oh, there's the grey fog. I don't know. I feel like going for a kind of navy thing now is a little bit tame. Not sure.
Yeah, this might work. I mean, it's gonna really pop, and it's gonna be very awkward. And that's what we're going for.
That is what we're going for. Uncanny, I think.
It actually doesn't pop. Doesn't change much.
Oh god,
I guess
it's
because
basically...
it's so dark.
Yeah, I think maybe we need something a little bit more vibrant. If you're going to change it. It depends what kind of look you're going for.
It actually starts to look good. Kind of just
Oh
looking
god,
good
no.
now.
That actually kind of works, I'll tell you what.
If I did the other wall opposite... Apparently I missed some strips over here.
You could just alternate strips and make it striped. I don't think it'll look any good. But...
I've definitely seen that done in House Flipper, though. People intentionally going for garish. I think maybe I did that at some point, but I couldn't live with it, I don't think. I put it up and I was like, I'm going for garish, and then it was garish, and I was like, that's too garish.
Surely in the pursuit of garish, there can't be too garish. Surely that doesn't exist. How many hours do you have in this game?
Oh, geez. Well, we've done it on a number of live streams before I came back to it here, so... I mean, fuck it, let's find out. Steam, tell me how long I've played this game. To the library, House Flipper, 40 hours.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, it is that kind of game where it's like you get in and it's going to be several hours just to get to where you're going.
Mm. Yeah, not exactly a fast-paced game, is it?
I don't like the back wall. No, that it's the
I
same
think
back
the
color.
having it a different color just kind of draws attention to the fact that the window isn't central.
Hmm. I hate to buy more black, but I'm gonna do it.
It might be time to. There's definitely such a thing as over polishing or over garishing this room.
Hmm.
It might be time to
Yeah,
just
at the very least, walk away now and then come back.
fresh
If,
perspective later. You know.
Yeah. Make this back to black, but I do like the
it's
red
really
against
an
that
oversight
wall.
that you can't. In fact, you can't paint the ceilings. That's such an oversight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Leave beneath the windowsill. Leave that the
Okay.
same color.
I can put it back. I can put it back.
Oh, I start saying it too late.
Ooh, I got a new skill point. So skill point in painting, I can paint 3 walls at the same time. Painting more walls at the same time just gets complicated, so I'll just take faster painting in general. Just trying to like remember that you can paint that many strips at once, and then
Oh, is it like
selecting
you
them.
move the mouse across it and it kind of selects all of them?
Yeah. And that's all good up there? No, it's not. Oh, okay. I couldn't even tell that I'd missed these spots above the curtains. I need to be able to get up on things. Can I see? Yeah. Freaking curtain. There you go.
I think this
Alright.
is pretty much a success of a room right now. Actually, this is pretty.
You want me to try the red thing under the window though?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I got the paint right here. Another little like bug that they left in because people actually liked it was that if you if your brush is already full with one color paint and then you dip it in something else, it just changes the color of paint.
Oh,
So
so
you
it
don't have
stays
to, like,
full.
fill over. Yeah.
Hmm. If this
Maybe
was a
if it
game where it was
went-
worth trying to exploit, then that would be an exploit.
Yeah. If it went above it too, make just
Yeah,
strips along
I
the
think
windows.
also in line, yeah. It just means that that recess window is like stands out a little bit. I don't know. I did not expect to be so into interior design, but here we are.
That's the the draw of the game. It's definitely why
Yeah.
they've made a mint on it, is because it actually does hold together. It's a good
Having said
gameplay
that-
loop. It's very satisfying.
I every time I move into a new room like I have just the other day, I can't leave the furniture where I find it. Even if maybe it's in like the best place. There's a part of me which just goes, no, I will re-engineer
Misplan.
exactly how all the furniture is placed. Just to like make it my own, you know?
Oh, Andaj said nice dried blood color. And
nice
Jim
plant
said
smell.
nice plant. Oh, did you just get
Yeah.
back? I'm just gonna leave it for now. I don't know that I'm happy with it, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
Yeah, we got to come back to it later. Fresh perspective,
Yeah.
you know? Let it
So,
brew a little bit.
I will take the cans of paint with me just so that when we walk in here, it's more of a complete thing.
Or actually, that could
God,
be
look
hilarious.
at that when you're walking in. It's just like she opens the door and you look in it. Oh fuck! What am I going into?
What the hell am I getting myself into here? I'll tell you what, though. You totally need to have a room where it's just cans of different colors of paint, checkerboard, all over the floor.
These
Can you walk
chairs
through
aren't
cans of
really-
paint?
Actually,
Do they go physics?
no. Yeah, you step up onto them. So actually,
So you can raise the floor level.
yeah, you can raise the floor. 1994 per bucket.
What expensive flooring.
This is actually brilliant. I got so many of these really cheap chairs, and this would be what she'd have. She'd have a bunch of really cheap chairs for when she gets an overflow of customers.
Hmm. You could have some waiting room chairs in the hallway as well. Like whilst one séance is going on, you can have clients waiting outside.
I don't hate it. I can't put this
You're
friggin'
turning it into a theater, aren't you? Like,
chair. How many of these do I have? Oh, I've only got 4. Okay, so like a waiting area. Right here, at least, we could have somebody sit and wait for their turn.
yeah.
Maybe that second one can fit in there, too. Yeah, just make people sit really awkwardly close to one another, too, when they're waiting.
Face them towards each other. Stare into their eyes.
Okay, so that one has to be out there.
This reminds me of whilst I was doing my final dissertation, I ran a study where I had to kind of I got about 20 participants in, but only one at a time. And so outside the room I was using, I found some chairs, just kind of nicked a few chairs and put them outside. And I did spend a while just kind of being like, what is the ideal placement? Like, these are people who don't know each other. It's going to be awkward if they're sitting too close, but then it's going to be awkward if they're too far apart. Just like half a foot or so between chairs. A good 5 minutes spent trying to make these people comfortable.
That makes
Don't
me
think
think
anyone even
of,
sat on them in the end.
where did I read about that? It was a study where the point was to like look into intolerance in general and how people's opinions are formed and stuff. And they like they brought in 2 groups. They brought in multiple groups, but one of the tests was basically they'd bring you in, they'd ask you a series of questions. You'd answer these questions. The questions would be very politically charged. And then they, said, okay, thanks. And they'd sit you out in the room for a bit. And then they'd bring you back in and say, okay, we've identified you as being in, type 7 or, category red or something that didn't imply that one was better than the other. But, you're in the red packet. So we want you to take this packet and then just go out in the waiting room and we'll be in to, move you into the next thing in 20 minutes.
And then you sit there and you see other people with packets of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And just 2 different packets was all there were. So you'd either be in one group or the other group. And then they did a difference of like when the groups were actually told to sit on one side of the room and when they were just like, positioned evenly dispersed and stuff. And just found that, yeah, basically human behavior is, what you think it is. That
tribalistic.
As soon as, somebody tells you you're in a certain group, when they ask them questions about, what do you think of the other members of the group, or what do you think are the defining characteristics of your group, they saw the other people as being more like them. And, when they ask them about the other people, well, then those people are,
It's interesting.
Which was actually the reason, like, they did that, and the big thing that the people who were doing the study proved with that, or were happy to have proved, not necessarily wanted to, just go into a study blind, but was that, racism and intolerance and stuff like that has very little to do with race and whatnot. It's just any distinguishing characteristic. It doesn't have to do with anything that, anyone would claim, here's the reason about those people in race, in race relations or something like that. No, the fact is they're a different color. They could be taller or shorter, fatter or skinnier, more money, less money. If there's something to distinguish you from them, and there's a number of people who are like them and like you, then there's going to be an in-group, out-group mentality. It came down to the color of the folder that we gave you, telling you nothing about what that meant.
Evolutionarily hardwired, isn't it? It's like the pack survives best when it's very insular and stays together and doesn't let outsiders in because they might carry diseases or something. Yeah. And
I think that was like the other part of what they were happy to find in that thing was that when they dispersed people evenly throughout the group, the opinions were less harsh when you were sitting next to people. And so that was also a thing with like race relations where there, if there is greater integration in society and people, live amongst each other, then that natural biological caveman thing has less impact on us.
Or even that it actually works to the benefit, where it's like, if you familiarize with the people in your area and they are and even if they have some different defining characteristic, it becomes less important. This is interesting because it's relevant to social media, because a big problem we've got with Facebook algorithms and stuff is that if you interact with any particular piece of content, then Facebook will serve you content that's related more and more, and show you content that's not related less and less. And so we just form echo chambers of like political groups. So if you go on Facebook and if you like democratic things occasionally, you are very unlikely to see any, Republican stuff on Facebook. And so you just end up really not mixing at all with your the people who have different mindsets to you. And it becomes so easy to stereotype and to form such a group mentality like that.
So Jim says, Oprah did a program on this some time ago, basically being racist against blue-eyed people for an hour until the rest started to hate them.
Wow.
I think she brought people on stage and they started talking about their negative experiences with blue-eyed people. Oh my god.
And
she did that to
fabricated
her own
opinions of the
audience? Oh, cool.
Man, that took some balls to do. That's cool
some
experiment.
shit you never saw on Donahue.
Yeah, it's human psychology is one of those weird things which just kind of makes you realize how flawed and how buggy we are. Like, if we were designed by anything, it's like, why are our brains this way? Why like this?
Convinces you of that we're not in the Matrix.
Yeah,
Surely the
maybe.
Matrix would be built better. This thing's got so many flaws.
I suppose that's what happens if you have the guiding hand of natural selections and mutations. No real end goal, just whatever happens to work sticks.
Whatever happens to work now, and then there's a sudden change in what matters for survivability, and you're still kind of stuck with that.
Yeah. Like appendices. Appendices?
I like
Your appendix.
Dixes. Dixes sound good.
Appendices.
Okay, so this is going to be her incredibly boring bedroom. And I think, like, as part of her incredibly boring bedroom, she should have, like, a highly technologically advanced, just, like, computer area.
Well, she needs it,
Just a
the processing power
contrast.
for, like, forging all of her tax returns and stuff.
For
Expenses.
for her hot reading, where they look you up
Yes.
before you get there, and then they can say, I'm getting an M? Did your mother Mary just die recently in a car crash that was on August 22nd? Oh my god!
Just
Was
like
that in the
Facebook
paper?
stalking clients before they come.
I think this was in response to the LA race riots or something. Oh, well, that would make sense at the time. You know what's really interesting is there's like an episode of Doogie Howser that I believe takes place during the LA riots. Which is just... I mean, it's exactly up Doogie Howser's alley, but I don't know, something just about the name of the show, Doogie Howser, you don't think that they'd be doing that.
What even was Doogie Howser? I've not come across this.
Ah, Doogie Howser, MD. I want to say 1994, but I always stick things there. It might have been even earlier, but it was, what's his name? It was Dr. Horrible, Neil Patrick Harris, and he played, I believe he was supposed to be 15 years old? 15 years old, who had graduated everything, gone to medical school, and was now practicing at an LA hospital as a 15-year-old.
Wow. Smart kid.
It's a beautiful friggin' show, too. It's amazing. I totally didn't steal it via torrent recently and have been watching episodes occasionally.
Oh, I totally won't look up and do the same.
I mean, it's got such a like excellent intro and outro. Just the song sticks in your friggin' head. It's totally like 80s keyboard. It's like one synth keyboard just playing all on its own, and it's beautiful. And then the outro of every show is Doogie sitting at, you know, a computer from that era in front of a QBasic style notepad where it's just a blue screen and DOS, you know, kind of thing, and typing his daily log, and the camera zooms in on the text and pans with it as he types to the very satisfying click-clack of the old, you know, actual mechanical keyboards that were just what they had, that we now pay $150 to replicate.
Crazy. Yeah, it's just, I'm kind of taken aback. I'm just looking on Google Images now. I've never seen Neil Patrick Harris this young. Wow.
Yeah, and he was just the most
Baby-faced.
lovable thing, you know, on the planet even then. Even then.
Yeah. Even then. Now look at him. All right, what's next for the psychic house? Just the boring bedroom, is it?
Yeah,
Boring
and I'm trying to
bedroom/office.
figure out how, like, if she's gonna have this little desk where she can do her hot reading, or she can be Googling people before they get there, like, how is it gonna fit with the bed and stuff, and it's gotta be real boring. But let's focus on the easy stuff, or at least the stuff we already have ideas for.
I feel like the client room is so beautiful and so expensive for a psychic that this needs to just have like sleeping bag on the floor.
How about this for a wallpaper pattern? It is like gray and green. You know, it's this old people flowers.
Granny wallpaper. Yeah, retirement home wallpaper.
Let's throw this in as well. We gotta get some lighting in here so we can see what it actually looks like too. I feel like on the stream, this game gets like muted in its palette more than it is.
Oh, really?
It does look
pretty dull.
Yeah, it is kind of dull, but I feel like there's more contrast to what's on screen for me than what I see being played back, and I don't know what that is or why that is.
Do you, I've never had a chance to talk about this with anyone, but you know, YouTube, when you upload videos to YouTube, do you find that they boost the contrast when they encode it?
I haven't noticed that.
Really? It's really noticeable for me. Whenever I render anything from Sony Vegas, it's like the whole, I don't know whether it's the RGB scale that's used or something, but everything just gets, the blacks get blacker and the contrast
You know
gets
what
boosted.
you know what it could be? Because I had this problem a long time ago. Now that you're ringing bells and stuff. What is it? It's 701 color space versus 6 something color space, and yeah, if you're in a partial, because there's full 601 and partial 601 and full, and something about that. You can find it in OBS too, where if you set it to the wrong color space and tell it to use either partial or full, and it is like contrast related or gain related. This is the most boring room ever. We picked perfectly, Harv.
It does look perfect. Yeah, the fix for it is pretty simple. In Sony Vegas, there's you can go into a filter called Levels, and you can change it from studio or from computer RGB to studio RGB, and that makes the palette look duller. Which, when it's then encoded by YouTube, it actually looks how it should. Yeah. It's just weird, something to do with how my computer renders the color space used by my monitors or something versus
yeah,
YouTube. But
I remember dealing with this at some point, and it being like an impossible tangle that I never understood, but I kept flipping settings until I found something that worked.
yeah, that's where I am right now. I've found the thing which works, and it's fine. Yeah, it's just weird. And it's something, there's loads of those kind of things that you just kind of come across, and you learn to just accept and use the workaround, but you never actually get to talk to anyone about it. Yeah.
Actually, on that topic, Twitch, when I was, what was I doing today? Oh, well, I was uploading the premiere of the building of the walls in the basement, and I got to experience that system, and it's been, you know, at least half a year or more since they came up with that Premiere system, so they've had time. And this is what happens. So I upload it, and you immediately have to schedule it as a, you have to premiere a video. You can't just put it up anymore, I think. But so it automatically defaults to Premiere, and it asks me, like, what's the description for the Premiere, what's the thumbnail, what's the tags, that kind of thing. I set that up, and one of the things that really was quite a nuisance was that the thumbnail... Ooh, I got a skill point. Yes. What I don't understand is why people keep using it. Does it really boost engagement that much? The Premiere thing? I think it's just a way to get your videos... I don't know. Maybe it does. It's kind of cool, premiering like as an intro to the live stream. It's gives people time to get here, I guess. And you're showing, some content that hopefully you've duplicated elsewhere, because Twitch definitely doesn't care that much about
videos.
Yeah, videos and prepared content and stuff. But yeah, so I upload the video, thumbnail it asked me for, so I just reach over to grab my 1080p PNG that I've made for YouTube, and grab that, go to upload it, and I look closely and it says, we want a 380p image for this.
380, not 360.
Yeah. 380.
Wow.
So,
Weird.
I upload him a 380. I think it was 380 anyway, but I upload him a 380 image. Well, I render one, and then I upload a 380 PNG, and then it immediately fails and says, we don't support PNG. Send us a JPEG.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so here's a JPEG. I render out a JPEG, 380p, I upload that, and then I go back to my dashboard. It finally works this time, and my dashboard has an error that says, at this time, image or format image JPEG is not supported. So there's just an error.
So they don't do PNGs or JPEGs.
And I think it was just like a bug that it said that. I think it was probably a leftover error from the PNG, but it got populated with the JPG. I don't know, but so then on top of that, I've filled in the details, the description, the tags, and the thumbnail for the event of the premiere, but I haven't filled it in for the video that I've uploaded. They're two entirely discrete and different things, and there's no convenient way to get to it. So I have to go and, from my your video's been uploaded thing, I have to go watch the video, and then on the watch page, click on the dots so I can get to edit it, and then edit, and then I can, describe and tag that one, and then on the VOD system, it totally accepts 1080p PNGs, and even lets you crop them live.
I've said it before, but Twitch's UI is just a weird, intricate mess that it's designed to look very like, hey, here's a whole load of widgets and perfect and everything's here. But then actually those things you need are just hidden through obscured user drop-down menus or dots on the side to get to the menu to show to the page, and then, oh, this page no longer exists, so where do I go instead? I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times I have heard in this chat, how do I buy bits? Or people having trouble finding the, where do I buy the bits? How do I buy the bits and stuff? And it's like, if you don't have that as the most obvious thing that you can do in the user interface, that's how you make money, that's how I make, that's how we're all making money here. You haven't figured that out?
Did you see, I saw news today that Ninja's moved from Twitch. He's onto a Microsoft streaming platform now.
I didn't hear about that exclusive, but I have heard talk about, Ninja. I've heard talk about Ninja lately, so apparently that's what was happening, huh?
I mean, I don't watch him or anything, but
yeah, I don't even know what
it just seems to be another kind of sign that Twitch is losing a lot of its big partners. I sent you that video about H3 that he had a falling out with Twitch and moved off the platform. Yeah, it's just weird. Twitch doesn't seem to do a very good job of keeping creators happy, and YouTube is notorious for that. But I think the difference is that YouTube really is the only place to be for that type of video uploading.
Yeah, and there is a
Whereas
sense that they're
Twitch-
not even trying. Like, YouTube almost gets a pass because they don't even try. Like, they don't...
Yeah.
they're
Of
not
course, YouTube is
involved.
going to be bad.
Yeah,
Like, do
but
you ever
Twitch
think
is
YouTubers
actually...
be good?
Yeah, Twitch is actually almost, like, too involved for their own good because of the places that they're involved kind of suck. Like, it didn't work. You're not doing that well. Like, it's already been done before you just copy-paste the formula. Meanwhile, YouTube just copy-pastes everything good that Twitch does, and kind of fucks it up in the transition, but they just copy-paste it, and Twitch keeps innovating in directions where it's like, but did anyone want that?
Yeah,
Is it
who
helpful?
cares? I'll tell you what, YouTube does that as well, though. Like, do you remember when YouTube brought out a messaging and friends system? No, neither do I, but it's there. It exists. Who the fuck wanted that? There's a whole like in terms of the priority of where things are placed on your screen. I'm fairly sure that like the homepage or something has 3 tabs, and there's like home, maybe subscriptions, messages, and it's just always empty. Who sends messages through YouTube? I mean, there used to be the whole inbox email kind of thing, which actually I did use, but no, they got rid of that ages ago.
Harvey, I picked
You
the
left me at
bed.
beds.
I picked the bed.
Single. Skinny single.
I mean, that's as close to, you were saying, like a,
Yeah,
sleeping bag as possible. There you go.
that is great. I'll tell you what could be funny as well, is that if you put those bedside chest of drawers, rotate them 90 outwards, so that it's almost like they're there to stop it from rolling off the bed. 'Cause it's so thin.
Like against the wall or out where her hips would be. Against the wall.
I don't know, maybe midway along the bed. I don't know what's most effective at that.
I need another one of these lamps. These lamps are like kind of too nice for the room, but I've already got one.
Oh, you're facing those drawers inwards, alright.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, left one.
There we go. Yeah, I'll just grab another one of those lamps. One choice I'm just not gonna make. Lamp. Standing.
It looks so ridiculous, it's great.
Oh shoot, do I have the right color of shades? Shit.
I love how, when you actually think about it, if it's mirrored in the way that the client room and this bedroom have both got this kind of axes that the symmetry is around in the middle. But one of them is like super gnarly and the other one is super dull.
This might be it. I might just call it on this,
I think you should. That's perfect.
not add anything else. Somebody moves in here and then they can put the rest of it in.
Show me what it's like then. Is this house done, would you say? Can you list it now? I'm interested to see what the listing...
Because of the bathroom?
Oh, yeah, of course.
But we can retile it in a hurry. And that's all that needs to be done here, is retiling the bathroom. And hanging a radiator, apparently.
They got a nice bath.
Give me this. Put that in. I actually do find the little assembly things kind of satisfying. They used to be actually CPU intensive and weird shit. Like this game,
What the hell?
This game has a history. So tile for psychic, and bear in mind that the clients are going to have to use this. So this should be, carry the theme of I'm a psychic, I'm very interesting, but she's not.
Yeah.
So walls, and then wall tiles. I mean, we've already used the most interesting one, which is the purple crazy, but I'd like to do something different. Maybe just these green weird ones. They're
Yeah, I think like if you've got some sort of alternating tone checkerbox something like that.
Because these are like
Sure.
almost, they've got the pattern on them of basement blocks or something.
Aquatic, like aquarium flooring. Yeah.
Incidentally, holy shit! We picked the right one. It's got way more design in it than it advertises. Holy god.
Oh wow.
This
Oh
is
cool.
like Indiana Jones and the
Yeah.
Before the Aliens. I never saw
Temple
that.
of the Lost Bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, wow,
that's
this
cool,
is
yeah.
cool. I like this. Yeah, I like the pattern here. It would be good if at some point in the, you know, when you're buying it, if they showed off that that's what I guess it's nice to discover it too. Just saying, if I were designing the game, if I were building a game that was this fucking simple in terms of like what needed to go into it.
Have you ever seen the Mitchell and Webb series?
Oh, yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Remind me of it. But yeah, I'm pretty
It's-
sure. Oh, did they do the where it's Are We the Baddies?
Yes, yeah, that's from that show. Yeah, it's just a collection of sketches. Yeah, are we the bad guys? We've got skulls and crossbones on our hats. Yeah,
The Allies, it's all doves and stripes and
yeah,
stars.
they've all got like colourful stripes. From that show, there's a sketch about how fake all these real estate shows where it's like, and now we're going to go into the bathroom, and oh wow, this is nice, isn't it? You know, like pre-scripted things that they're pretending are first real-time reactions of these people.
Mm.
But it's great. This couple walks into this bathroom, and just all like the bath and the sink, they're all sickly avocado green. You know, like your great grandmother's bathroom might look like avocado green. And the estate agent walks in and he's like, and here we have the bathroom. And the couple poke their heads in, they're like, oh yeah, this is nice, yeah. And the estate agent is, what? You can't say this is nice. Just look at that bath. Just look at it. Don't you hate it? Doesn't it just make you want to throw up? So if there is an avocado green bath available in Houseflip,
Oh.
I suggest.
Oh, I hadn't
Match
even thought
laws.
about that because this is one of the rare things where they actually gave you like all of this stuff was here and none of it needs to be replaced. That toilet,
Oh,
I
of
don't think
course,
you can
yeah.
even buy that toilet. I think it's like a stock toilet that they throw in on some houses. But I will absolutely have a look at that. That reminds me, we just saw, you know, living in Detroit as I do. The other day we were driving past down a certain road that's actually like one of the nicest streets in my local area. Still has a whole bunch of bombed out houses and stuff on, but it's got a lot of people living there, a lot of nice houses. And at the end of the road, there's just an old dude who like sells whatever he's got at the end of the road. So it's all sitting out there, and there was this temptingly just gaudy teal blue toilet that I was like, I think I need that in my house. I think I need that in my life. I mean,
Teal
brown
blue.
on teal, you know? What? How can you beat it when in use?
That's what this bathroom needs. God.
Almost done. One more. How friggin' broke am I now? I've put a lot into this place.
This is an expensive renovation, yeah.
I think I bought this one for 40-some grand. I had 60-some grand when we started, and now we're down to 8,600.
Jim's grandmother's bathroom is green. Green carpet, that is. Green carpet and green plastic. And lavender. And beige. And marble. Oh, marble, that's nice. My grandmother's bathroom is an 80s suburban nightmare. Oh, the entire house is a nightmare. Yeah.
Is that right? It's close enough. It'll be even gaudier if it's contrast. I didn't see anything that was... Oh, look, it didn't load the texture. Who needs it?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, the only other one
Who
would be
needs a
this.
floor?
Actually, this is the right one, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So, oops. No! I did it wrong. By many. I forgot how this works. So you just paint a corner to corner. And then boom. Did I get everything? Looks like it. Rid of that. And then, bathroom.
This place is crazy.
Do we
tiling
have
is so
anything
detailed.
really just wrong? Nothing's really just wrong. They got some weird stuff here, though. Like, this looks like the sink is actually dripping over the, Okay, it was just the
Yeah.
angle. It's just the angle.
What is the least appropriate thing you could put in this bathroom right now?
No multicolor tiles.
What?
Multicolored tiles? No, I'm not. One strong, horrible theme is what we're going for here. I'll put a toilet paper holder there. I do need to put up, apparently, a towel radiator. You have a towel radiator?
God, they would be so lucky.
Towel radiator. Oh, not the system, though. Okay, radiator. Mountable towel radiator. Okay, assemble this. And then we'll be done, more or less. It doesn't want me to touch that yet. Okay. Towel radiator. Shit, I gotta throw a couple more radiators. Well, one more radiator in here. Why is this dirty? I can see on my mini map, my radar, that there's a bit of dirt somewhere.
Dirt
Oh,
radar,
I got
that's
it.
helpful.
Yeah. And again, okay, it's under installations. Whoa. Okay, so these are, you can also change the locations of, like, different installations and things, which is great. That was a huge update that everybody wanted, and they got around to it. They made it. Where you could, you know, not be stuck with, well, the bathroom's here, so I guess the bathroom's gonna stay here, because I can't move where the toilet plug's in. Now you can.
What's going on with the profiles of all the people on the side? Are they like investors or something? Or...
They are the buyers, potential buyers, so you gotta make them happy if you want to get the biggest price, and they all have different likes, you know, some of them got kids, and they want rooms for them to play in, some of them want to be are single people, and they don't want multiple rooms, and that kind of thing. Okay, I'm getting rid of the leftover paint, so, final tour of our house. I'm not gonna mow the lawn, I'm sorry. Thank you, Dramatian, though, for the pack. I know that we will play more of this in future. Oh, I never actually put the lights in the right place even. I just kind of bought a bunch of them and threw them around so that I could have lighting.
Oh, it's all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah. We know we've got the lighting in the other room, right? So if I put one of them in the middle of that room, that'll be nice. Is there a light switch in this room? I don't know how it's on right now because I don't see a light switch. It's behind there.
I feel like that cube lampshade is just too modern for this bedroom right now.
Oh, you're right.
It's got to have one of those old beige shades, you know?
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
Lamp, ceiling lamp, and then the worst that they've got is that big one that I pulled out earlier. They've also got the chandelier, though. Tulip chandelier. How do you feel about that? I think it's probably also just too ornate. It should be just as boring as possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's the right aesthetic, just too high-end.
And I can put a horrible texture on this thing. What's this? Yellow? Ooh, the yellow is awful.
Yeah.
Strips, though, would be bad, too. Oh,
it's got to be the dotted yellow.
Just navy. Okay. Oh, yeah, it goes with the rest of the room. Okay, so where's the generic middle of the room?
It's just such an
and then I'm going to need a
awful
switch to turn it on.
I'm still not over the chest of drawers which are lying against either side of the bed, facing outwards. Like the thing is, you can't even get onto the bed at the top. You have to get onto it at the bottom and then slide forward. You should double them up.
I can't buy more of those.
They're stock ones, like the
Yeah,
rest.
they come
Yeah.
with the house and are fucked up. Okay, so the light. If I just put this light kind of central-ish, I don't know where. It's gotta be central. Well, central to the window as you walk in. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's the lighting handled in here. Again, I'm just trying to wrap it up for the day. Ah, fuck, I need a light in the bathroom. Lamp. Let's... I don't know, this is the place where you're gonna have customers and stuff.
It needs to be... I think just the same recessed little halogen ones would
Ooh,
work.
one that really focuses on the toilet.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not the mini. I want the full power halogen that just blasts the toilet with it. Halogen lamp.
Specifically directly
Just-
over the toilet lid.
Just the toilet. So straight up from the toilet.
I like how it's like,
Boom.
was it 30?
Oh, wait for it, Harv.
Oh, I'm waiting
window
for it.
treatments. No, we don't need window treatments for fun.
It's just like heavenly ghost toilet.
No mirror, apparently. No mirror. Oh, I gotta have a mirror. And the,
The
mirror
mirror
won't
should
work.
be. I think the radiator might be in the way, but it really ought to be directly opposite the toilet, just so you can watch yourself share.
And mirrors are under other. There are a number of them. I'm probably better off just searching mirror again. And then what's mirror now, San? Okay, that's weird. That's more of a hallway mirror. Mirror Quadrasen. I mean, it's not going to do anything, is the deal. Yeah, I don't have room for the mirror across from the toilet.
No, I didn't think so.
This one won't even rotate. Maybe it's square. Just give me this stock mirror. It's not even going to appear in the graphics mode that I've got here. Ooh. Yeah, give me that. Oh, it doesn't carry the black over. It's supposed to, I guess it's reflective is the idea. Okay. Okay. So, tour of the house. Last minute tour of the house. So, we just knock, knock, knock. I'm here for my reading. And then the door opens up. And then you come in. And this is the house. Okay, try not to stutter, game, while I do the final, like, showing off. And then you come over to the chairs and you sit here for a bit, waiting. I can't, there's no crouch. But you sit here for a bit, waiting. And then a lady comes out of the bedroom you'll never see, that is incredibly boring, and says nothing of who she actually is.
Tucks away some papers that happen to have your Facebook photos printed out on them and just kind of puts them behind her back before you get a chance to look at them.
Strange symbols on sheets of paper, which are her own code, so you can't read that she's done all of her research on you.
Yeah.
And then she
I've been
takes
expecting you.
into the reading room as the game lags. And there is a inverted world looking down on the other world. And she sits you in this chair where your ankles are just butting up against the table. And she sits down there as you look down on her. And she's looking sort of up the side of your culottes. And you're like, what can she see? And did I wear underwear today?
Looking up your trouser legs.
And then at some point during the reading, things just start like, oh, the lights. Oh, what's going on? Oh, because she's got it hooked up to a Raspberry Pi.
She's got like a little dimmer switch beneath the table. She's just fiddling. Whoa.
It's just one light in this room. It just lights. I love this fucking room. This is the best room I've ever done. And then in case, you know, you have other people and, you know, she'll fit at least 4 people on this 2-seater couch, you know, just to make it really awkward. But, you know, if she needs extra
And then
room,
another
she's
2
got
in the back.
the most uncomfortable chairs she could buy.
You lost something, a bicycle.
I lost a bicycle? I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
Bicycle. Bicycle. And that's it. That's our house. So, I should take pictures, so that we can remember it fondly always.
It is at the Alamo.
It's at the Alamo. I'm Pee Wee Herman now. There's a picture, and then shot of the. There you go. Oh, does the camera actually take a picture of everything now instead of having the lens effect that it used to have? No, not from there.
Why, what was that? Like a limited field of view or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of hard to get the shot, and now it just takes a picture of everything. So it was actually less work for them to go back and make it work. I'm just trying to rush this because I want to sell the thing and get out. We've had a good live stream.
Yeah, I'm pretty sleepy.
Who's that guy on the background singing so ugly that we're all jealous of? What?
How
wasn't
dare
ugly.
you
That
say
was
that my screaming
mine
is
was
ugly? What that was, it wasn't singing. It was theatrical spoken poetry.
I'm gonna get 2 shots of this room because you got to see it from, like, you know, the customer perspective too. Okay, I'll never forget this house now because I have the pictures, and now we sell it. Sell the house. I hit enter. All right, I took the what? No. What do I hit to sell the house? It says sell the house, hit enter. Is it something I do through the tablet? Enter. I tried the numpad, enter. Oh, now it worked. The first time. Alright, fucking game. Submit garden?
Needs to be just really awkward NPCs that spawn in as each buyer, like, it has a tour of the house. It's perfect.
That would be good. You're designing a better game than this, Harvey.
What can I say? Legendary game designer, right?
We're gonna put it. Yeah, you should look into that. We're gonna put it on the market. I bought it for $47.9. I have my current budget is $884. I think that's just what I have left, which is, you know, it's not current budget. I guess it is, but it's just a weird way to put it out. How much money did I spend on it would be nice information to have. Doesn't matter. We got 4 rooms. We've been working on this house for 4 hours and 16 minutes between 2 live streams. Put it on the auction. See what comes in. Holy shit!
Several. Ooh.
I'm gonna double my money here.
Oh my god.
Oh. And I'm not even looking. Like, I want to read back through these things that they said. We have an offer for $94,000, but Giorgio Shanwa said, "Ooh, a big bedroom, how sweet." And then I don't understand what I need this kitchen for.
To make food? What are you on about?
1 bedroom is okay, but 2 would be better, said the Smoth family. There's not enough rooms. Our future baby needs to live somewhere.
Can you imagine that guy, Giorgio Shanwa, sleeping in that granny flat?
Hey, we can make him do it for $82,000.
We can.
Jack Tarrenton says, I want to rent this house to 2 people, so it would be great if it would be great if they will have a place to sleep. I think a kitchenette in the living room would definitely be a good idea. 2 sofas are perfect. I think the tenants will like a TV in the house. Oh, so he's not complaining. It just sounds like, Jesus, Jack. Learn to communicate in positives.
Your furniture sold is listed on, or furniture bought and sold is listed on this one. I think it was about 4K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you
go. All right. Johnson family said we need a place for books. Do I have a place? Yeah, I left that one weird thing in the corners. That's why it's a positive. I like that there is only 1 bedroom, says Chang Choi, who is clearly like a, you know, murderer. He specifically targets gay men. Who was the big serial killer that, and there were shoehorns involved, and that's who he looks like, is what I'm saying. Like, he looks exactly like that.
No idea what you're talking about, but I'll
Ted
give you the
Bundy?
benefit of the doubt.
Not Ted Bundy. That's not, who's from Married and with Children? That was Al Bundy. No, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy's who I'm thinking of. He's the serial killer. Raphael Urco says exactly 1 bedroom. Okay, no private space for myself, though. At least Choi didn't complain about anything. Jimmy Trader says 1 bedroom, it's enough for me. Well, I guess so.
I don't like this stuff from the Great Depression. I mean, he's got it bang on. That, like...
Yeah. Pretty good AI. Veronica Lipston says perfect 1 and only 1 bedroom. Oh, you're not having much fun, are you, Veronica? Classic style furniture. Don't you know I can't stand it? Yeah, because I gave a shit about you in particular, huh? And I've been just designing this house based on your fucking Facebook profile. Eat shit and die. No house for you. No house for you! Dolan Trusk, his complaint was he wants a separate office, but there's a desk across from your cot. How could that not be good? And the Janshart family thinks that there are too many rooms. Their only complaint is that I did my job too well with all 4 rooms. And they love the living room. So apparently one of them does seances for a living. They had okay, it was just 1 negative opinion. Excellent. It's sold to you. How do I sell it? How do I refuse it? Accept offer. I just made like $40,000, $45,000 or something, right?
Oh my lord.
The cost. I made 40 grand. I'm at $102,000. And 5 rupees.
Whoa.
102,005 rupees. And I get to go home and relax in my beautiful sexaterium with the Kama Sutra number
With
61 image. Position 61. I don't want to be disturbed unless you want to watch. I am the Ronin Pawn. And that was a live stream. We're calling it there.
Many thanks for watching.
Many thanks for joining me, Harv.
Well, it's always my pleasure.
Very fun. Very fun. You had all the best ideas. You got me going on the psychic
I'm the ideas, man.
hotline room.
You put it into
we needed to
practice.
give her like 12 phones.
Yeah.
Psychic hotline, just a dozen people at once. I'm going into a trance. And then over here, hello. No, I'm pretty sure I sent that check already. No, I signed it. I'll put another in the mail. Oh, it's the spirit of your lost loved one. Wait, who is this? You're the electric company and you're the seance?
She's like the seance operator. You know, one person calls in and says that he's looking to speak to his father. Another person calls in and wants to speak to his son. And so put the phones together. They can have a chat. And they assume the other one is their lost relative.
She connects you to the afterlife in the literal sense. You know, do you know the extension of your deceased loved one?
What is the area code?
777 or 666. I am the Ronin Vaughn. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks for your subscriptions. Thank you, Harv, for joining me here. Everybody if you haven't already, please go over and follow us both at the new channel that we're putting together, twitch.tv/Harv and Pawn. All one word, Harv and Pawn, as text. And click the follow button because we need it even if you're not going to watch, we need it so we can monetize the channel. Harvey, go to bed. Go get some sleep, and I will see you all back here on a day on which I live stream, whenever that is. On out!